Hello viewers, yes, I'm back again, and this time, as promised, I have come up with video on how to prepare for your IELTS. IELTS. What is it? So watch and see what is IELTS and how you should prepare for it. By the way, if you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do, and don't forget to press the like button after you have seen the whole video. Don't miss even a part of it, right from the beginning to the end, if you're really sincere about clearing the IELTS or getting a 9 band, 8 band, at least 7 band. If you want to get that, if you want to score that, don't miss the videos. This will be a series of them coming up one after the other. So please wait and watch. So yes, we are back, and first let me tell you what is IELTS. IELTS. What is it? That is the first thing you need to know. Many of you know it, but do you know the full form of it? So international, I is for international, E is for English, L is for language, and T is for testing, and S is for system. IELTS, or we can call it IELTS. So what is this? Actually, it is an international standardized test. International standardized test of English language. So it is to judge your proficiency. It is to judge the proficiency of whom? Of the non-native speakers of English. Non-native. We are non-native speakers of English. Our mother tongue is not English. So this test is for them. If you want to go to certain places like Canada, America, England, and all these places, this exam you have to get a good score in it in order to go there. And you can go for two purposes. Two types of people go there. One are those who go for higher studies, academics, and the other who go there to settle or to work there. And how many times do we have this IELTS exam? All through the year we have 48 exams. 1 month 4 exams. 4 into 12, 48. And the score which you get, or the band which you get, you can score it. You can get your band and all that. But how long is it valid? You need to know that. After clearing the IELTS, you are sitting tight and you think, oh, I have done it, and it is a lifelong one. No, it's not lifelong. The validity is for 24 months. That means 2 years. So these are some of the points you need to know. So what are the tests that you have to undergo? There are 4. You have to clear 4 tests. First one is listening, L. Listening. Then comes your reading. Reading, to many of you, you all have practiced this. Reading means comprehension. You all are given a passage, and on the basis of it questions are set. And what is listening? You will have to hear a passage and then you will have to answer accordingly. So while you are hearing, in the question paper you can write down the salient points, and then you will be given some time, very little time, to write down the answers in the answer sheet. So while you are listening only, and it will be read to you only, it will be you will hear it only once. It will be read out to you only once. In ICSE and ISC earlier, they had oral. Oral, in that one you were read the passage twice, and you had to hear it and then write your answers. But here this is tougher. only once. So right from the word go, you have to keep your ears very attentive. All ears we say na, it will be like that, all ears. And when you listen, you have to when you listen very attentively, then you will know. Suppose the passage is about some person. I'm just giving an example. Suppose it is a biography. So you will have to keep in mind when you are, oh, this is a biography which is being read. So which are the important points? The date of birth, the place where he was born, if the mother's name or father's name is given, then where did he get his education. So these are the key points. Many of you all have underlined key points in your answers in your undergrad, rather in your intermediate class 2 and class 10 level also. You had underlined your keywords. So while you are listening to the speech or passage or whatever is being read to you, you will be all ears in trying to find out the keywords, because you will find that your questions are mostly related to it. You will go through the questions first, and then when you listen, you will be going on marking the keywords in your question paper, and then you can put it down in the answer sheet. And then comes your reading. Reading is comprehension, like you all have been solving in class 10, class 12. Only it's a bit more difficult because it's quite, if you try to think that I'll go through everything twice or thrice, you don't have that time. So you have to practice that beforehand if you want to clear it with good marks, or rather good scores or good band. If you want to get a good band, you don't think one fine morning I'm going to sit for it and then you do. No, it's not done. This you have to practice. Going through lengthy passages very fast. Be a speed reader. How many words can you read in a minute? Try to practice that. And it will help you how? You will be able to skim through the passage. You will know which is the important word in this whole line. You will understand how to go through the passage fast and at the same time find the key points of this passage. Okay, so that needs practice. You need to practice a little. And then comes your writing. You will be given 2 paragraphs. One will be of a shorter word limit, 150, and the other will be 250. So it's obvious that you will give less time in writing this one, and you will keep the rest of the time in trying to write the lengthier essay. That is your writing. And the final part which comes, of which many of the students are quite scared. What is it? The speaking part. I have seen many good students in my 27 years of teaching. I have seen many good students. They can write very well. Any problem comes in writing, they are ready to face it and they do it wonderfully. But the moment speaking part comes, why? You all know you all know the language English. Then why are you so jittery? It is because you lack confidence. So speaking practice would be a better option. You go and practice at home with someone whom you find. Maybe if you have a little sister at home, practice with that. If you have a sibling, or you might practice with your own reflection in the mirror. You stand in front of the mirror and think the mirror to be someone else, and then you go on speaking. That is, I tell you, that is a very good practice. And another thing, in speaking, you just don't need to give lengthy answers. What are you needed in speaking? It will be an interview sort. You will be asked questions by the examiner or the interviewer, and you will answer him. And don't answer in one line. Suppose you are asked, where do you live? I live in Kolkata. No, that's not done. I live in Kolkata, the city of joy. It is the capital of West Bengal. and 2 to 3 lines at least about your place. So learn something about your own place, because this is a very natural question that will come. From where are you? And then if you speak only one line, I am from Kolkata and that's it, or I am from Mumbai, or I am from Patna, or I am from Delhi, or any damn place. But you are expected to tell something about your place. That is what the examiner expects. So just one line won't help you. Whichever answer you give, you try to at least tell 2 or 3 sentences about it. Fine. So speaking part is difficult. Most of my students also, those who appear for IELTS, those who prepare for IELTS, just at the time they are about to complete their 12th, they start the preparation from them, from that time. Maybe when they are in their 12 only, just before the boards. And some of them prefer that, okay, we'll do it after the examination. So yes, you have the exam all through the year. It's not that if you don't sit in this particular exam, your chance is gone and you lose 1 year. No. If you complete your exams in April, and then in May you will have 4 exams, June 4 exams, July 4 exams. So all through the year, I told you, there are 48 ones. So you don't need to panic. Let your 12 be done very nicely, get a good mark score in it, and then prepare for the IELTS. English will always help you. You have your English compulsory papers. So reading, listening, yes, you need practice to listen, because I don't know whether oral is there or not. They used to call it oral. You listen, and that. For that you can practice it. You listen to some passages, make some. You can even go for those IELTS training ones. There are quite a few where you get listening audios also, and you listen to the audio, or you can make your own passages and try tell someone to speak it out, get someone's voice taped, and then accordingly. I had one student, she was preparing for GRE. So what did she do? She would give me a passage and tell me to frame questions, and she would then tape my voice, and then at home she would be listening to it and the questions and trying to solve it. She came from the Bengali medium background, nothing like English background, but she was a dedicated, very diligent worker, very diligent student, and she succeeded. The first exam, her score was not very good to enable her to get a good scholarship in a reputed university. So after 6 months again she sat, and this time she got 100% scholarship, and then when she went and did her PhD there. Okay, so there is no shortcut to success. In order to be successful, you have to give some time to it. You have to practice. I don't believe in these things. Oh, I prepared it in 7 days, I prepared it in 10 days. All bullshit. Sorry for that term, I shouldn't be using that. But no, you need practice. I'm honestly telling you, if someone says, "No, I just sat for 7 hours and I prepared myself and I went it," don't believe. You yourself will find when you practice that listening is not easy. You have to train your ears to be receptive to what is being told. You have to train your ears so that they don't get distracted when listening, because you have to catch the key points. So you can try it yourself. You make someone read out a passage and you are listening. You tell that person to make a set of questions. If not, you can, as I told you, you can take help from these free IELTS training or whatever they say. You will find it even in the nets. So that's not a problem. So what are the things? Listening comes first, and then reading, writing and speaking of English language. So this is actually to judge your proficiency. Non-native speakers, how proficient are you in English? Will you be able to survive in a place where the native language is English? This is their idea when they go for this exam, the idea behind it is that just let us see whether they'll be able to survive here. So what is the format? As I told you, score 1 to 9. 9 is the best, 1 is the least, the bands you get. So for each exam, for and listening, then it's reading, writing and speaking, 9 bands. So, and then an average would be made of how much you have scored, and that is your band. When you are listening, it might you think that, oh, this is the word, so I'll have to search, I'll have to find this answer, this word in the question. No, there might be a synonymous word. The word, you might get the synonym of that word which you heard in the listening part. The listening passage may be having a synonymous word. The question might not have that exact word, but a synonym of it. So for that, your vocabulary has to be strengthened. You need to make a list of synonyms for quite some common words. Your knowledge of English should be, vocabulary should be a rich one. That is a must. And not only that, okay, and then in your reading, what are the things you need to know? In listening, you have to listen very attentively. The more attentive you are, the more you focus yourself, the better you'll be able to answer. And this one has, listening has 4 parts. 4 parts and 10 questions. So first and second part, what are the passages about? They are concerned about social needs. So they are concerned with social needs, the first and the second one. And in part 1, it is, the first one is a conversation between 2 speakers. It is a dialogue, you can say. When 2 people speak, we call it a dialogue. So you will have your 1 to 10 questions based on this dialogue which you hear. Okay. The second one will be a monologue. Monologue means when one person speaks to himself. Monologue, mono, one. Okay, so monologue, the second passage will be a monologue, and based on it you will have to answer your question numbers 11 to 20. Okay, so these are the first 2 parts, first and second. And in third and fourth, so third one again is a conversation, and here it is not between 2 people, it is between 3 to 4 people. The conversation, that means maybe a group of people, they are talking, 3 to 4 people are talking, and what is generally the topic on which they speak? So it is related to educational or training context. Educational or training context. So 3 or 4 people, they are discussing on it, they are talking about it. 4 people discussing. So it is a conversation involving 3 to 4 people. And you will have your question numbers 21 to 30 from this one. And the fourth again is a monologue. So second one is a monologue, fourth one is a monologue. Okay, and here also you will have the remaining questions 31 to 40. Okay, so these are your 40 questions. 1 to 10, part 1, dialogue, 2 people speaking, a conversation between 2 people, and then 11 to 20 a monologue, then 21 to 30 again a conversation between 3 to 4 people related to education and training, and fourth one again is a monologue. So what type of questions? Questions can be of variety, various types. You might get direct questions, you might get MCQs, but not those easy MCQs, quite confusing one. This can be the answer, that can be the answer, even the third one also. All of them will seem so similar, you will be confused. So don't be under the impression, oh, MCQ, it's so easy. MCQ is not always easy. All the answers you might feel, oh, all of them seem to be very close, so which one should I choose? And that time you don't have lots of time to ponder on it. So MCQs and then matching and you'll get a map diagram labeling, then form completion, note completion, short answer questions. Short answer questions I know you all will be able to handle, but what about the MCQ or then matching the plan, or you have map or diagram labeling, okay, and form completion, a form is given and blank blank blank. At certain places there is a blank, so based on the conversation you will have to fill in. And note completion also the same, there are blanks in the middle, and on the basis of how well you have heard the passage you will be able to fill in the blanks. A little bit is given and a little bit is left for you to fill up. And the short answer questions, so short answer questions you all can handle, but these are the ones where your listening skill is tried very carefully. They are very carefully trying to test your listening skill, how well or how focused you were when the passage was being read. Okay, that means they are testing your concentration. Only if you have concentrated will you be able to get a good band here. Will you be able to get 35, 36, 39 or 40? 40 out of 40 is your 9 band. Above, at least you should try to score above 35 in order to maintain the balance. So, and you will hear the recording only once, and then you will answer the questions as you listen. You are listening and you are writing down the answers, and you will be given 10 minutes. 10 minutes at the end, after the passage has been read, you will be given 10 minutes. Why will you be given 10 minutes? To transfer your answers to the answer sheet. So first, where are you writing? You are writing in the question paper itself. As you are listening, you are writing down the answers in the question paper, and then 10 minutes given, and you will then copy your answers to the answer sheet. And how much is the time limit that you get? The time limit is 30 minutes. So the whole of the listening, you are submitting the answer and everything, it is 30 minutes. Then comes your reading. In reading, again 3 sections. In the previous one you had 4 parts. In listening there were 4 parts. In reading there will be 3 sections, and here you will be getting 40 items. And this time it is 60 minutes. You will be getting 60 minutes to complete the reading task. Okay, so 3 texts will be given. From where? These texts will be taken from journals, it can be taken from magazines, newspapers. So you need not worry, they won't be really very difficult to handle. The passages won't be so difficult. So what will the topics be about? They will be about general interest. So at least one text contains detailed logical argument. So suppose you are getting 3 sections. Okay, so one of them will contain detailed logical arguments. So what type of questions will you get? Here also you will be getting multiple choice ones, and then MCQ as we say. Then the second would be identifying information. That means you will be given true, false, not given. These 3 options, and statements are given. If you find that the statement is in the passage, true. If it is not given in the passage, you will write not given. And if what is written in the passage and the statement here is just the opposite, then you will say false. So true, false, not given. Okay, this is one type in your reading section. And not only that, you will be given some questions where you will have the options like this: yes, no, not given. One was true, false, not given, and here it is yes or no or not given. So if you find that the statement is yes, you will say yes. If the statement is no, they tell you that yes, it is not what is written in the passage, then no. And if not given, you write not given, NG, or you write not given, full. And then you'll have to match information. This, like you all have been doing, match the following. So matching information, this is one type. And matching headings, matching sentence ending. So half of the sentence is given here and half of the sentence is given somewhere below. So you will have to match the two parts of the sentence. And then yes, half of the sentence is given and the rest is for you to fill up. That is called sentence completion. Many times in your school textbooks also you have done it. 3 or 4 words are given and then you are expected to fill in. You don't get that in ICSE or ISC or in the board exams, but in the junior classes in your school you all have done this type. And that is what we say, sentence completion, and then summary completing, note completion, table completion, flow chart. So on the basis of, you are given a flow chart and on the basis of it you are to write something, a passage. You are to write 2 or 3 lines, or maybe you have been given a passage and you are told to 2 or 3 points have been given. You complete the flow chart. Flow chart, rather we say in a processing, like how to make cake, how to bake a cake, and then 3 lines are written and you are told you need eggs, sugar, add this, add that. So arrow, 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 and you make a flow chart. So you are given maybe 3 to 4 lines and then the passage, and on the basis of it from a particular place you are to complete the flow chart. Maybe they have given you a little bit of it and you are expected to fit in the middle, and again maybe the last portion has been done for you. So flow chart completion, and then diagram label completion. So you are given a diagram and you are to complete it. You have to complete labeling it. 1 or 2 of them have been labeled for you, and based on it you will complete the labeling. And short answer questions, yes, always are there. They are the easiest one to crack, isn't it? So this is your reading. So one thing is that listening and speaking, they are the same for academics or general. I told you there are 2 categories, general training and academic. So those who go for higher studies, they fall on the academic category, and those who go for studies or to stay there, to reside there, so or some other purpose, so they fall in the general category. So in listening and speaking, it is the same in for both of them, for both the groups. But in academic reading and general training reading, they are different. That means academic people will get different type of paper, and the general people, their paper will be a bit different. Though the questions numbers are same, the time allotted is same in reading as well as writing. In academic writing and general training writing also, the time will be same, both will be allotted 60 minutes. In writing also, you will be given 2 tasks only, but the tasks will be different. Whereas in speaking and in listening, it will be the same for both the groups. Okay. Now the third one, stepwise we are proceeding. I am giving you a full knowledge, detailed knowledge of IELTS. First I said it was listening, then it was reading, and the third one is writing. You all have been writing lengthy essays, especially if you are from the ICSE or ISC background, 450 words, 350 words. So writing, the word limit is not a problem. But if you are good at essay writing, you will be able to sail through very well. But I have found in many cases that students, they hardly practice essay, they only go and write it in the examination hall. So that is why what they lack is the spontaneity. If you pick up any topic from the workbooks and keep on writing on it. So then what happens, you develop a spontaneity, and then you can handle whatever topic is given to you. You can handle them, you can write wonderfully in it. Otherwise, what we say, na, there is a block. When writers write and suddenly they stop writing, they can't find thoughts or they can't express, we call it a writer's block. In the same way, students also, when trying to, if you have not practiced it, your hand or your writing doesn't flow smoothly, biting the end of your pen and trying to think for ideas you think will drop from heaven, tap on your head. No, nothing like that. So in this one, you are required to write 2 essays. What is the word limit? I told you 2 tasks are given. So 20 minutes you are given in all 60 minutes. So the division which is suggested is that 20 minutes for the shorter one and the 40 minutes remaining you devote it for the lengthier one. So in the first task you are required to write in 150 words at least on a topic given to you, and in task 2 you are expected to write at least 250 words. So task 2, this contributes twice as much in comparison to task 1. That means here if the marks allotted is 10, it will be 20 there, double, twice the marks. So task 1, what are you supposed to do? You are given a diagram. It can be, I am not saying you will be given, you might be given a diagram or some data. You are given a graph, a table or a chart. Yeah, in CBSE I have seen it being practiced. In ICSE and ISC or in other boards I don't know how much they do, but in CBSE, based on the diagram or a graph, many times you are told to write a paragraph. I have seen this while I teach my students, I have seen it. So you will be given a diagram or some data, you will be given a graph, table or a chart, any of these, and you will have to present the information which is given in the diagram or the data or the graph. You will see it, you will study it, and in 150 words you will write the information that is provided to you in the form of a paragraph or an essay, whatever you say. So what do they test you here? Through this, what are the examiners trying to test? They are trying to test your ability to organize. How well are you at organizing? How good are you at organizing? How you can present and compare datas, and how you describe an object or an event, or how you explain the functioning of a particular thing. So this is what is being tested in your writing. When you are writing on the basis of the diagram or the information provided, you are told to write at least 150 words. So they are trying to judge all these things. And for the second task, you are given with a point of view or an argument or a problem. This is given to you. So you will be now, suppose you are given a topic, like you have the argumentative essays, and you are told to give your opinion on it. Okay, so here what are they trying to judge? What are they trying to find out in you through the second task? Here they are trying to find out that how well you can try to present a solution to a problem. How good are you at it? Okay, and then an opinion is given. How well are you in justifying an opinion? An opinion is given, you may go for it, you may go against it. If you go against it, you justify why you are against it. You go for it, then also you justify. So you have to be very convincing when you are giving your opinions on it. Okay, so this is what is required for that argumentative essays that many of you get in your board exams, or you have it in your 10 or 12 syllabus. That is very good, you can practice that. So while you are practicing your 10 or 12, you are in a way practicing yourself for the IELTS if you have an aim of clearing it. So if you focus a lot in this essay writing or the writing skill, then you can do well here also. It won't be really a problem if you concentrate on the essay writing in your papers of class 12. Especially if you try to deal with argumentative ones. Though when I go for essays, I explain how to handle essays. I always advise you that don't pick up argumentative essays because your views might not match with the examiner. But if you can justify it very convincingly, then only go for it. That is what I say. I don't say don't attempt at all. I say if you find that you can present very justifying thoughts, you say something, oh, I am for it. Why for? You have to explain. If you can convince the examiner that this is why I am supporting it or this is why I am against it, well and fine. But if you practice these types, half of your job is done in the writing one. You have already practiced this. So, and how you can contrast evidence and opinions, I told you. They give you something and your opinion is very against it. But how convincing you are when you are presenting your contrasting opinions. And yes, you can challenge ideas. How good are you at challenging ideas, evidence or arguments? So this is what they try to assess in the second task. So not only that, as in an essay, you are supposed to present your thoughts in a coherent manner, not something from something, oh, one idea comes, you write it down and then suddenly one. No, try to present themselves in a coherent manner. For that you need to just think, this is what I am going to write, and then start writing, not go on writing and as the ideas come you do. No, that is not the right approach. So here also your answer needs coherence. And then that means it should be in an appropriate style. And the last of all is your speaking. And how much time do you get for it? Here you get 11 to 14 minutes only. The speaking test is conducted within 15 minutes, and yet this is the one where you feel as if you can't stand properly, many of you, and yet it takes the least time. But there is your confidence judged, how confident you are. So here what happens, here also there are three parts. Three parts. So what are they? So the first part, naturally it will be the introduction, because you are coming and sitting in front of the examiner, so it will be an introduction. You are asked your name, from which place you come, where do you stay, with whom do you stay, several. So general questions, your home, your family, your interests, your studies, all this about yourself, and familiar topics. So this one you will be quite feeling at ease. When they question you on these topics, at least you will get a bit easy, a bit comfortable, because when you come in the beginning you are a bit panic stricken. Those of you who don't have the gift of the gab, those of you who are very good in academics but are a bit tongue tied when it comes to speaking, this will help you, because these are on topics which you know. But as I told you, you are expected to speak not in one line or in a monosyllable yes or no. Are you fond of games? Yes. Are you fond of cricket? Yes. Why? Are words costing you money? No. Then speak at least, yes, I am interested in cricket. Sorry sir, I am not very interested in outdoor games. Rather, I like to play indoor games, and chess is my favorite game, and I feel there are benefits of playing chess because it enriches my concentration power. And yes, I am very fond of this, and I have also won a state level championship. So 3-4 lines, even if what they ask you, that is not what you know, but you can at least answer. You love cricket? No, but then you say, I love this. Just no, just yes. Yes, I love cricket. Yes, I love cricket. Bas one line. Yes, I love cricket. No, not done. Yes, I love cricket. And if you are playing cricket, you can talk about it. If not, I love cricket, though I have not got the opportunity to play many games, and my favorite cricketers are such and such, and I am an avid fan of the IPL. So you can talk in this manner, talk very comfortably, but don't try to be over smart, don't show overconfidence. Speak as if you are talking to someone, very general conversation. And this will last for how much? 4 to 5 minutes. Out of the 14 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes for this one. And then you have your part 2. So in part 2, you are given a task card, okay, and prompts, and you are asked to talk on a particular topic. Those of you who are from the ICSE background, y'all had been given earlier, I don't know whether it still exists, but I remember when my son used to study ICSE, that time they were given 3 to 4 topics, and of their choice they had to pick up one, and after that they were given some time to write on it, and then they were called and they had to deliver their speech extempore or whatever, on the spot, right, on the spot speaking. So here also it will be like that. You will be given a particular topic on which you have to talk. So how much time will you be given for preparation? 1 minute. That means you can't write whole sentences and write a passage. You will just write 2 points, and looking at the points, you elaborate them in sentences. Remember, your sentences should be whole sentences, grammatically correct, tenses should be correct. They pay very great attention to tense, errors in tense. That is a very big minus point. So rather practice your tense, prepositions, grammatically correct sentence is a must here. And not only that, if you want, you can make some notes if you want. So 1 minute for preparation, that is why I told you just write down points, 1 point, and talking on it for 2 to 3 minutes or whatever, and then the topic which you have spoken, the topic they have given you, and you have prepared yourself on it and you have spoken on it, then he will ask also, to the examiner will ask you also 2 to 3 questions on what you have spoken. So that means it's a twofold task. You are given a topic, you are given 1 minute to prepare, and after that you speak on that, and after you have spoken, the examiner will further question you on it, 2 to 3 questions on it. So this is your second part of speaking, and then comes the last part, the third one. So this one, in the third part also, what happens, you are expected to engage in a discussion with your examiner. A discussion will be there on abstract issues, and they are somehow linked to the task you have been given in part 2, and this discussion will continue for 4 to 5 minutes, and in this way your 11 to 14 minutes will come to an end. Okay, so what are they trying to assess in your speaking test? What are the things? Whether you can speak effectively in English. That is a prime requisite. You go to a country where English is the first language, where English is their native language, and you can't speak English. That is a severe drawback. So how can they allow you? So you have to clear this test, and in order to do that, your speaking power should be really a rich one. You need to be able to communicate well, communicate fluently, express yourself clearly. See, by fluent speaking, I don't mean that you are going rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat. No, nothing like that. By fluency, I mean that you will speak clearly so that your listener can understand what you are saying. That is fluency. Fluency doesn't mean that you run at a express train speed so that no one understands anything. That is also a severe drawback. Don't think, oh, I have mastered it so well, I can speak very fast. No, that is not something something of great credit. You will speak in such a way that the listener can understand you, comprehend what you are saying. Imagine in a foreign country you go and you speak in this manner, so the person won't be able to understand, neither will he answer you then, and you will be in trouble. So speak properly, speak in such a way that it is understandable. That is fluency. When you are hunting for words, that is not fluency, and when you are running at a jet speed, that is also not fluency. You are fluent in English means you can express yourself well. So what are the things they search for fluency? They are trying to assess how fluent you are. And then coherence. There should be a link. There should be following step by step, not something here and something there in a jumbled form you are expressing yourself, not that. Especially in part 2, when you are given a topic on which you have to write. So you need coherence more, and they will judge your coherence through that task. And then yes, lexical resource, which means how rich is your vocabulary, your word power. Lexical comes from the word lexicon. Lexicon is another synonym for dictionary. Okay, so your word power or lexical resource will also be scrutinized, will also be in the examiner's mind. How rich is your word power and grammatical range. Yes, if you have seen those interviews, all of you search in the YouTube. So have you seen those interviews? And then what are told? That yes, grammatically this person has used the present perfect tense here, which is very correct. Or if you have used the wrong tense, that is also pointed out. So your tense, in grammatical accuracy, how good are you in grammar? So for this you need to prepare your tense and your prepositions. No way out. Okay. And another thing in speaking, the most important is your pronunciation. See, by pronunciation I don't mean that you have to put on an artificial accent. Speak naturally, but the pronunciation should be correct. So a person from America will speak in an American accent, a person from England he will speak in an English accent, you are from India, you speak in your accent. That is not a crime, but the pronunciation should be correct. Accent is different. Don't think because you put on an accent your pronunciation is good. No, pronunciation is something different. So it should be correct pronunciation. After that, if you can master a little bit of accent without making it seem artificial, well and fine. But don't try to show that, don't try to make it natural, rather, as if it is spontaneous. That accent is coming, you are not trying to impress the examiner with it, it is coming naturally to you. If you can do that, well and fine, go ahead. So in short, this is what IELTS is about, and in my forthcoming videos I will pick up each one of them, like listening, how to handle listening properly, how to get a very good band, 8 or 9 band, what are the things you should do to score good in listening, to get a 9 band or 8 band in listening, then in reading, then in writing, and of course the most important, which will contain several videos is the speaking part. So it will be a series, and yes, I am being practical. I don't give magic solutions. I told you there is no shortcut to success. Shortcut to success means success cut short. So I don't give you any false promises. In 2 days I'll make you proficient so that you can score a 9 band. I don't make these promises, because you need to do really some groundwork, some practice in order to score. This is not a joke. Grammar should be good, your word power should be good, your power to express yourself through speech should be good, your listening power should be good. So for this, it can't come within 7 days or 15 days unless you are really good at it. In your academics, you have done very well in English. Only for these people they can say, but not for everyone. But everyone can get a good band. It's not that you have to be very good, but you need to be diligent. You need some extra preparation, at least 2 to 3 months. Okay, so today I'll leave you and wait for my forthcoming videos, and goodbye. And yes, please don't forget to subscribe. Bye for the time being. Have a nice week.